Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep. With your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Friday pre-market prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, and Dennis Dick with you this morning. Hope everyone had a great night. Saw a few people in our chat watching the debate last night. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We got a lot to talk about on our show. Efficient markets or lack thereof is the theme of today's show. We're going to talk about headlines from Gilead and Walmart and the market not really reacting, perhaps as they should have in the moment to each of those headlines. So we have, of course, have earnings on our radar. Intel yesterday, a few more sprinkled throughout the afternoon and into the morning here. So we'll cover that. Jason Raznick is our guest. He'll be on around 8:40, 8:45, go until 9 o'clock. So we got a lot to get to. We'll, of course, cover stocks in the chat. We won't forget those. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And Joel, how are we doing here on the last show of the week in the pre-market session? Oh, well. Wait a minute. Hit that mute button.
All right. We're in the green here by 9 1/4 handles. A little dip overnight, just quite not low enough to hit my bid, but 37 is a pre-market low. Rallied up to 62. That was above the high from Wednesday at 58. We just got some pesky highs up here. The high for the week, the big number I'd like us to clear, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. And that's Monday's Globex high at 96.50. On the downside, man, there's just a lot of congestion at the 34.30 handle. Crude up 14 cents here at 40.78. Gold not having a bad day, up 9.20 at 19.13.90. Silver in the green as well by 15.1 cents. And then Bitcoin hanging on to 13,000 here, down $145 at 13,010. And if anybody's wondering why Triple D looks so dapper today, it's his anniversary. Happy anniversary, Dennis. How many years has it been?
Thank you. I think it's like 30 years now.
30 years. Okay. I'm 31. I'm 31.
You're 31. I'm catching up to you.
Come on, how many has it been? 15, 20?
I don't know. It feels like 30 sometimes. No, that's good. It's been, I got to do the math. I think I got married in 2004, carry the 2. I'd say 16 years.
Okay.
16. Sounds like 16.
You didn't have to do the carrying. And you know what?
I didn't have to carry anything.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I wore a Michigan shirt every day this week, okay, because Michigan's first game. Yep. And this shirt that I had to go into the archives here to get an old shirt, and this shirt that I have is older than Spencer. This is from the 1993 Rose Bowl. Can you see it?
Wait a minute.
Yep.
I'm older than that.
Wait, when were you born?
91.
Oh, okay.
91.
Yeah. Wow. So that got in this thing.
I was in high school in 1991. That's a
couple. You can't see the holes in it, but I went with my Michigan Rose Bowl shirt. I have to channel because we need a good season. It's been a hard couple years, but anyways,
I already told you the sports thing. I mean, it's tough to be a big sports fan because when you get so many teams, most of the fans are going home pissed off.
Yeah.
If you got 30 teams in like all the major league sports, well, there's only like a 3% chance your team's going to win unless you're the Yankees. So it's tough.
It's Michigan not having home games has avoided a few arguments in our family because if it's an 8 o'clock game at night, I like to leave at 8 in the morning. You know, if it's a 1 o'clock game or 4 o'clock game, I like to leave at 8 in the morning. If it's an early game, I like to leave at 6 in the morning. So no arguments about when we go to the game, but let's talk news. Let's talk stocks. And
sure.
I know we got some.
I think we start the big one of the day.
Gilead?
Yeah.
So if you were listening to our afternoon show yesterday from 3:40 to 4 o'clock here on our YouTube channel, you caught us talking about this. This is a weird one because I saw this on Benzinga Pro. There's a headline if you go on the Pro at 352.
That's how you make some money.
352.
These headlines at 352.
Joel and I talked about this on the on the broadcast, and Gilead shares were ticking higher. There was a link. I went to the link. It was a page on the FDA website where it was a list. It was a table of approved drugs, and Remdisivir was on there. And we talked about this, and yeah, Gilead popped. You can see it there for a little bit, but then it didn't. And we were like, well,
why isn't this going up?
Isn't it going up? And then
Efficient markets 101.
Right. And then lo and behold, 10 minutes later, 4 o'clock or whenever the release can come out, I think it was 4 o'clock.
The actual press release.
Yeah, it was 4:02.
Yeah.
Their press release comes out announcing that they got FDA approval, not just emergency approval, like real FDA approval for Remdisivir to treat COVID. Then it goes gangbusters. But
then it goes gangbusters.
Those first 10 minutes, it didn't.
Well, two things. One, it's because somebody on Twitter was just having to go on the FDA website and they already had put it as an approved drug. So, there's probably a little bit of skepticism. Is this right? It's on there, but there's no press release. And the algos don't trade on digging, in the ditches like that, and there's money to be made, like doing your homework. And people find that out, and they should make the money on it. So congratulations to whoever bought Gilead before the close. I wish I was listening to the after hours show there, the 3:30 show, because maybe I would have bought some, but I just saw the headline. So same thing, all the headline breaks and the algos go nuts because they're all trading off of headlines. And then they rip this thing higher. And I mean, it got stupid. It got over $65, which is just dumb. But anyways, it's coming back in, rightfully so. But, there's two things still working for it. One is all the dogs are barking. What do we mean by that? The trash is cash right now. The stocks that have been in the gutter, those are the ones that they're buying right now. And they're selling the Pelotons and they're selling the Zooms. A lot of rotation from the leaders to the laggards in the last couple of days. So Gilead has been the poster child for laggards. So it's probably due for a bounce. Perfect timing for a headline, which really gives it the rip higher. So I'd expect, you're probably going to see some buyers here on pullbacks here. But again, Gilead's still the eternal sell. But it just goes to show you, if the algos aren't digging on Twitter and trying to find out information, the algos trade on the headlines. And that did not pop because it did not have the headline yet. When the headline broke at 4:02, that's when the Gilead popped. So congrats to the Twitter people who found that information. And nice call on the show as well. And obviously in Benzinga Pro, because the headline is in there at 352. So don't tell me you can't make money trading headlines. There's a headline you could have traded, the Benzinga headline at 352.
Yeah, and if I can, I would like to just show so you can see exactly what I was just
I
was just reading off of the page.
Off the Pro.
Right? I was just reading off the Pro. And you can see here, this is the news feed. I'll make it bigger. 352. There we go. There's the headline. Make it bigger. 352, and there's the link, and the link goes to the FDA website.
Who put that in there? Who found that link? Who is our news desk guy that dug in and found that on Twitter?
I don't know.
give him a raise.
Yeah, whoever found it, props.
Gilead shares tick. Okay, so let's just read it out there. Yeah. So those who are on SoundCloud, they can know what we're talking about because they don't have visual.
Right, exactly.
Gilead shares tick to session high on spike in volume. Traders circulate FDA access data.gov listing for Remdisivir. So they were circulating it that, hey, this has been approved.
Yep.
And then obviously the headline breaks. It looks like 11 minutes later, actually, than that. So the actual headline breaks after hours and the stock pops. So that's why you saw the little lift late as traders were figuring it out. And then the headline breaks and all the algos are like, oh, Gilead's approved. So you can beat the algos. Humans beat the algos here once again.
All right, we'll take a look at the price action. We were talking about this, and we're looking at 60 support, and then Dennis, I remember you saying, "Oh, if this thing," you were thinking about it. I know you didn't do it. Like if this thing ever goes through 60, but then it's such a thick stock. I'm thinking if it goes through 60, it's 59.75.
I was thinking about shorting it through 60. It didn't really get through it though. Let's be honest. You get 20 cents through it or 30 cents through it. Is it really through it? And it was through it for a few minutes. So it's hard.
All right, pre-market high, because KJ is getting upset here. We're spending too much time on Gilead.
This is the story of the day. So we're going to spend time on the stocks that are the story of the day. And this and we're trying to teach traders how to make money. You dig on this Twitter and you find this out, or the Benzinga Pro. There's money to be made there.
65.30 pre-market high. You're leaking. You're trying to hold 63. I'll go with Dennis. I think this will give back some of its gains, maybe, but I think you're going to find buyers, people that got a little bit stuck. Maybe. So what was the top from yesterday's range? I don't know if we're going to get down there. Wow. Couple highs just at under 61. I don't think we're going to get that low today. So
no, it's probably where it's probably in the middle where it should be. I mean, the 65 got overdone right up to technical resistance, failed there overnight. So I think you got major now resistance up at 65.
Yep.
And again, this stock's still in a serious downtrend. The one thing, and I do want to just maybe segue over to that, is the leaders right now are the laggards, and the laggards are the leaders. And this is why our Ford trade is working out. And obviously, me, Spencer, and Joel talked about this 2 days ago. I bought at 782. I think you guys all bought around the same price. So, we're already up 7% in 2 days, and this is Ford. So it's a pretty good couple of days for Ford. It's continuing here this morning. Lo and behold, Jim Cramer popping it last night and saying he thinks he likes Ford too. So Jim Cramer must be listening to the PreMarket Prep show there.
Oh, wow.
Because Mad Money. Actually, I should give him. He was saying it though a few days ago, so he was saying it as well along with us. So, but Ford, I think there's room to $10. That's why I'm long it. Joel's long it. Spencer's long it. I think the EV story here is going into the traditional automakers right now. Because one, they're cheap. Two, if they're going to give the love that GM we're giving, then Ford's going to go too. So on a pullback, I'd be a buyer of Ford. So anyways, continue on.
Do you think, and how heavily traded is the Ford GM pair? Do you know? Is that
not much anymore?
Not much?
It's broken. I mean, there's still a relationship there for sure, but I don't know. I don't trade it much. I shouldn't say that. If GM pops up, I'll buy some Ford. So it's still traded. I think it's still traded to a certain extent, but not like it used to be years ago.
Okay, let's go another news stock of the day. Walmart.
Yeah, preemptive lawsuit here from Walmart at the U.S. government. That I guess they're afraid they're it's coming down the pipe for them too. But a couple days, or I guess a day after the Purdue Pharma settlement, Walmart is suing the U.S. government to avoid paying penalties as it relates to the opioid crisis that Purdue Pharma has been punished for, and rightfully so. So Walmart, they must think that something's coming down their way.
Yeah, this is like a missed headline here. So again, it's not to the extreme of Gilead, and it's been a long time. We don't know when this DOJ suit's coming, but Walmart is preemptively suing the DOJ because they expect that the DOJ is going to sue them. So when that headline breaks, that the DOJ is suing Walmart in the opioid crisis, Walmart's going to get smacked. So if that actually comes to fruition and the DOJ does indeed sue Walmart, I think it gets smacked. And if Walmart's preemptively suing them, they obviously think that they're going to get sued. So I'm very surprised Walmart didn't trade down on this headline. It traded down initially, and everybody just shrugged it off. But if the headline would have came out, DOJ suing Walmart, Walmart would be down $5, or at least $2, because it's Walmart. So maybe only a couple of bucks. But it's surprising to me that the traders just completely shrugging this off. Full disclosure, I am short Walmart. I put it on this headline because I thought it would go down. It didn't. I'm losing money on it, so it looks like I might have to cover it. But I think if you hold long enough, you're probably going to make money on this. Sure. So I would not want to be long Walmart right now. With a potential lawsuit coming their way that nobody's even talked about. Like it hasn't got any media attention here yet. It broke from Dow Jones, but I mean, this is again just putting two and two together. You're preemptively suing them. You probably suspect that you're going to get sued as well. So I think when that headline breaks, I think Walmart gets hit on it. If that headline breaks.
Headline, no headline, whatever. Technically, look at the way this is setting up, folks. I like this. You had the big
like a
rally.
long or short.
I'd like to see it get up 145, 145 and a half, and I'd short it, and I'd lean at all those highs at 146.50. It had the the ridiculous TikTok rally, a breakdown to 136, a rally up. You can't get back to the high. I like that resistance there. And I'd also short it on weakness as it took out that low from yesterday at 142.66. So consolidation here, you're kind of in the middle of the consolidation, but keep an eye on this one. I think it, I don't know when and if that headline, but I'm just looking at this technically, and you got some consolidation. And I don't know if you're going to break. I don't think anything is going to break out and run super crazy before the election. And I don't think anything is going to get absolutely killed before the election. You obviously have different caveats with that, with news, and this is potential news. So look at the trading range and see how it fits your trading style.
You got a wild card with that DOJ potential headline coming. At least Walmart thinks it's coming, and if Walmart thinks it's coming, then I think it's coming.
Come on, the pharmacies are selling it. I mean,
I know. I'm not saying that they have any
Okay.
right to sue Walmart. I'm not going to comment on that part. It's above my pay grade. I'm just saying, anticipate a headline that DOJ is going to sue them in the opioid crisis. I would think the stock would go down on that.
Okay.
So Walmart thinks the headline's coming. I wouldn't want to be long it. Like I said, I'm short it. So.
Okay, Spencer.
I don't know if it's coming today. We don't know when it's coming. It may not come for, a month. Who knows? It may not come at all, but Walmart thinks it's coming.
All right, let's go to Intel here. This is a case where, if you looked at the headline numbers, as we often do on our show, you would have assumed, it was fine. The report was good enough from a headline point of view. Their EPS beat by a penny. Their sales beat. They raised their guidance slightly. If you dig a little bit deeper, though, remember that a few months ago, Intel announced that they had to delay the next generation chips, right? Their 7-nanometer chips. They were delaying that until 2022. Well, it seems like that's all they've got, and they've got nothing until then. And when you compare this report with against AMD and NVIDIA, they're just in different leagues, these companies right now. They're in different leagues. Intel talked about their individual units, which is fine. But as far as the actual technology, their chips, they're just not even in the same ballpark.
Is this new chip that's coming out in 2022 going to put them in the AMD and NVIDIA league?
I think so, from what I understand.
At least Intel hopes so.
But that's 2 years away.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I said before I sold my Intel, because I didn't want to wait. I mean, and then I had Jeremy Newsom talk to me, and I bought it. And I had a little scalp on it, thanks, Jeremy. And obviously the stock popped up. But again, another disappointing report. With that being said, huge support at 48.
Yeah,
so you're coming right into the area where you got smack last earnings report on all this stuff. So it did Groundhog Day around here. Headlines repeat themselves, and
but and
you're getting even the lift in AMD that it did before. AMD is trading up a buck here this morning. It was up more earlier. So I don't know. What are your thoughts here?
You know what? What's different this time is, all right, so you did that cliff dive from 60 to under 48. So people that weren't long, like Jeremy and like, okay, I didn't get stuck on this, I'll buy it, a little swing trade here. So, and it started to go up. It gave a little bit of false hope, and then people really got excited in October and took it up. Now if you didn't sell, you're jammed. You're absolutely jammed. You're like, you let all those profits go by. So I think this is going to have look how long it took to recover last time. I don't think it's going to recover this time. I think this just.
Well, burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. A little bit of that to the traders. So obviously the first time they're like, I'll buy the dip. It always works. And the stock started coming back. Well, now, boom, it's right back down here again. Now it's like, okay, you got two disappointing quarters in a row, at least from the street's perspective. It's like, do I really want to be piling money in here? Is it going to bounce again? Maybe. But so there is support there, Joel.
There is support. I'm just saying, yeah, you can look at it just over 48. And then you got the low of the move here at 46.97. Now there is support. I'm just saying, it's just, are you going to reload again? Oh, that trade worked so good last time. If you got out, that trade worked for you. But if you held this into the report, all these buyers are stuffed. So you can try it again. It may do the same thing all over again and slow rally north, but I don't know. I don't feel it this time. I see the March low in this thing before you get back anywhere to 52, 53.
It's been the dog of chips. Again, though, the name of the game isn't sell the dip. So I'm not coming here and shorting at 48.62. I mean, it's another reason why not to probably short that Gilead is, the stock's going down, down, down.
Thick.
Eventually you get a squeeze and it pops up. Same thing with DraftKings. I mean, it was just going down. We talked about it yesterday on the show, and I said, if it gets down near that 40, I'm going to strike. I did. I bought it yesterday for the simple reason, one, it's oversold. Two, I said, I thought we had a catalyst with Dan Nathan coming out, in first person on, major television, CNBC, to defend it. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. But when nobody's defended and all of a sudden you have a trader, 300,000 people watching CNBC, it could lift. So, but again, it was benefiting from the tape too. It's a laggard. It's been a laggard for the last 3 weeks, and it was rotated into laggards day. So DKNG gets a little bit of a pop. I think there's room to 45. I bought it yesterday in the 41 handle. I was a little bit early. Just for a scalp, I think it's room up to 45 here.
Pair of highs right there. Triple D's talking about Monday and Tuesday's highs, 44.97. So there's some resistance, and wow, 40. We talked about that, and it had 3 lows in the same area, and it really stopped in between 40.55, 40.30, and 40.33. So right there, right in the middle. Good support. Textbook bounce on that one.
So then if you look at, their peers, AMD and NVIDIA, I think, did pop on this report.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
So. AMD popped significantly last time. You're not going to see the crazy pop. If you go and look at the charts back, this is when AMD gapped up like $6-7 because that's when we knew the delay was happening. It's like, oh, we're going to give AMD a huge head start here. So this is already known. AMD got a pretty good lift last night. It's come off of those highs a little bit since then. But it's not going to pop the $5-6-7 that it did back in July when we first found out that the Intel chip was going to be delayed. So a little more muted response this time, but getting a little bit of a lift.
Yep. All right. What about Mattel? I guess a lot of people were buying AT-ATs last quarter because holy moly. I think
I gave the full advertising for the AT-AT 3 days.
According to Benzinga Pro, Mattel just turned in their best quarter on an earnings per share basis since Q3 of 2014. They made 95 cents per share last quarter versus a 38-cent estimate. These numbers could be adjusted, but that's what they said. Revenue $1.63 versus $1.42 billion. So a handed beat for sales and earnings per share. I guess there's a ton of demand for toys. Who would have thought?
Yeah, because your kids kids are at home.
Is that why? Because they're at home, you got to buy more toys?
I guess. I don't know. My kids are.
I didn't really think about this one. So, this was not one that was on my radar at all. Not that Mattel. I don't even know if it's in my filters anymore. I think I took it off when it went under $10. Maybe I should put it back in there. I don't know. What's this mean? Okay, so Mattel gets a pop. Does this mean good news for Hasbro too? I mean, Hasbro was popping yesterday, popping again today. Obviously, these two stocks have been going in opposite directions where Hasbro's held up very well and Mattel's been in the gutter. Is this the turning where Mattel starts to take the lead? I don't know. I'll just say it seems like these dogs, when they have their day, it's time to sell them. So I'd probably be more inclined to sell Mattel as opposed to buy it.
Well, you found some company out there. The initial spike took it over $14 to $14.45, and you peeled back. Still hanging. It's still in the green a little bit by $1. But, I don't have, I see great support at $12.50 on the dailies. I don't think you're going to get a look at that today, but longer term, $12.50, $12.60. But I'll just go a little longer term on this one. And look at this $15 area. Yeah, you took it out in February of 19, but since February of 19, that's kept a lid on all rallies in Mattel. So if you want to buy it on a little bit of strength, that's $1. Or you want to get long here at $13.93, you use that as a target. But those aren't daily highs. Those aren't weekly highs. Those are monthly highs. So major number, $15 Mattel. Can't tell you much about on the, but $12.50 to 15.
Let's go over to Fastly. Because this is a stock that has continued to leak, and I just want to use this as a trading example. When these stocks disappoint and you're buying them on day one, it doesn't usually work, in my opinion. It more often than not, you lose money. And like I said, we had precedents with AYX, and I learned the hard way on that because I did buy it on day 2, and it took a long time to get my money back. And then obviously I had the pop up, and then I was able to sell into the pop, which worked out well. But these stocks disappoint and they stay out of favor for a while. And here's Fastly, has the big gap down. Everybody says, well, how can I go wrong? It was $132 2 days ago. It's $95. How can I go wrong? Well, you can go wrong because now it's 76 6 days later. You are coming into major support for Fastly, though, 71 to 72. It's downgraded here today. Johnny come lately with the downgrade. I think you got some support to lean on if you get down to 71, 72 and maybe due for a bounce then. But as with DraftKings, it doesn't pay to be early. And DraftKings went all the way down almost right to that $40 level before it bounced yesterday. So maybe you wait till the 72, 73 area before striking in Fastly. What are your thoughts, or would you strike now?
I'm not.
Or would you not
striking
strike
it.
at all?
I'm not striking at all on this one. You had the big decline in August, and people were rewarded, right? They bought it, then it had that crazy run. Now you have
But even that decline took 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't
longer
buy
than
on
that.
day one. Page
Two.
15 of our book. Don't buy on day one after a bloodbath. Let the dust settle, because these things usually continue to leak. There's not a lot of just and one thing, if it's things gyrates down on the earnings report and then bounces, it hasn't figured it out yet. But once it's figured it out, it's been trading down for a half of a day. It's pretty heavy. It isn't bouncing right back. Those are the ones that continue to leak.
Let's have a little fun with this one here. Boom, boom, boom. If I can get this to work correctly. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, look where the 50% comes in, Dennis.
72, 77. So this sets up really well.
Yeah.
$8 you took that from. When was that low? That was the low in March. This got to $8 in March.
That's what he says.
When they thought everything was going out of business.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
$8, eh? $10, I think.
Yeah, as you guys know.
Anyways, that's
50%.
10,
10,
8, it's all the same.
You know me with mine.
Yeah, so you're right there. Okay, that's good. You're right in there.
It's hard. Is there anybody on TradeStation know how to get the exact number? Because I spend my mouse, man, going back and forth. But anyways, 72, 74, whatever. It's at 76.90 here. And if you're looking at this chart and you're long, you're taking bounce. Just bounce. Is it is it a tight market down there, Dennis? Maybe like 70 bid at 90?
Oh, yeah. Fastly's got a pretty tight market. It's down. I mean, it's downgraded here today. So one thing I will say,
it? Who is it?
They're way late to the party.
Who is it?
Let me pull it up in the Benzinga Pro. Piper Sandler.
That's Piper. Actually, it's probably one of your buddies there, Joel. We shouldn't give too much heat to this.
Actually,
analyst.
I think Spencer, I don't know if you looked in the calendar, but on Monday, Gene's coming on. Gene's going to come on. I happened to catch him during earnings season. So Gene Munster will be joining with us on Monday.
Because next week is the earnings week. I don't know if you've all looked ahead to next week. But
all the guns.
Like Thursday. Okay.
Guns blazing.
Thursday afternoon.
That's out.
Thursday afternoon.
Light them up.
Is Apple, Amazon, Twitter, Alphabet, and Facebook. On the same day.
What is that? When is that? Tuesday?
That's Thursday. That's Thursday.
That's you better not go out Wednesday night, Dennis.
Thursday is the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's all on the same day.
So obviously, we know 2-3 days before the big earnings is usually there's a run up. We've had some weakness in tech. So I would expect that we don't know today, or you're a few days away from it. You get to Monday or Tuesday, though, I think tech starts ticking higher. So I probably will go out and buy extra Apple. Who give us all the big names to report Thursday?
Apple, Amazon, Twitter, Starbucks. I don't know if you care about them. Alphabet, Facebook.
All right, all the big techs. So FANG, like Facebook, there was a lot of FANG in there. So I think I don't want to be early on this trade, though. So maybe you wait till. But you know what? Sometimes it works to buy on the Friday night because they come in and everybody's talking, oh, it's going to be a huge week for earnings, and they get the early Monday morning pop.
Well, then also you have the factor of people listening to PreMarket Prep over the weekend on Spotify and iTunes and everything, and they hear it, and then they start executing at 4:00 on Sunday. So you got to take that into account too.
All right. Can we do some tickers from the chat here?
Yeah, ticker time.
Oh, really? Ticker time at 8:29?
Well,
you don't want to talk about the GE upgrade?
Not really.
The GE got upgraded?
I think so.
Yeah,
why else would it be trading up 22 cents?
I didn't notice an upgrade, and no, I don't want to talk about the GE upgrade. But
I don't even see a GE upgrade.
There's not a GE upgrade? Did I make it up?
I don't think so. It's just the dogs barking, Joel. Bow, wow, wow.
We're going to have Jason Raznick on in like 15 minutes. So before,
all right,
tickers.
Tickers.
Good call. I wish I'd have written down who put this in the chat. I apologize I didn't. But whoever was looking at SPAQ.
Oh, it's been junk.
Right. So the merger with Fisker closes next week. It closes on Wednesday.
I'm in this dog. I sold half of it. Remember that after hours pop? I sold a chunk, like half of it. And then I was like, I'm going to hold on to half. And that was at $15. I should have sold it all. I bought this originally at $12, $12.20 or something. And it ran to 18. It was awesome. Felt like a hero. Again, now I feel like a zero because I'm still holding half of it. It's been a dog. Rallies to be sold. I think it's oversold now. You got the merger coming. Maybe that's a catalyst to pop you back up. I think you sell into that rally. Long term, who knows? This guy, actually, Fisker, I kind of like this guy. I watched him interview on CNBC. He seems to know his stuff. I mean, if you want to stick it in a long-term investment account as a highly speculative position, it's okay.
Yep.
But that's just speculation, and that's it, because this could go to zero. We don't know, just because all the SPACs are out of favor. I mean, it all started with SHLL really, getting shellacked. And then you got, it's Helion now, obviously. It finally had an okay day yesterday. Again, dogs returned. But here was a day that all the dogs started barking, and SPAQ still couldn't get a pop. And it went down. So, I mean, people probably crowded because it was on Mad Money the night before and they got stuck with it. But the short-term crowd. But this has been a dog of dogs. It's down again today. I don't know what to say. Eventually, it's going to turn a bit because it's just oversold. But I'd be seller of rallies, and I will probably be a seller of rallies.
Dennis, I'm surprised that you're in this stock at all.
It was in the SPAC phase. I was making money in all these SPACs.
What is the name of the company?
Fisker.
What is this? What is the symbol? That's not what it says on my trade station.
Well, it's SPAQ right now.
So what is that? What's that stand for?
Spartan. He doesn't like Spartans.
Spartan.
Joel hates the Spartans. We got it.
No, if it was Wolverine energy.
If it was Wolverine energy, Joel would be all in.
You know what is does WWW still trade Wolverine Worldwide?
Yeah, don't they?
Yeah,
it does.
That's a Michigan company.
All right.
Did you what saved that company?
It hasn't been a great one though.
Have you ever read the Tippy? You ever read any Malcolm Gladwell?
No, I don't read.
I
read almost nothing.
There was a book
I read headlines. All I read is
Tipping
headlines.
Point. You should read it. It's a good book, Dennis. You would like it, with all your, weird
What's
philosophy.
the book called?
The Tipping Point.
Oh, I've heard of that book, though. I've never read it. I think my wife's read it. My wife reads a lot of books. She probably told me to read it. It's probably sitting on my desk, actually. But
okay. All right.
I don't know why.
Take your time they make hush puppies. And that the reason I bring that up is in the book, the company was about to go bankrupt and one of the executives was in New York and it was at some, these nightclubs and these kids were wearing hush puppies, the old shoes. So they brought back the hush puppies and ended up reviving the company. So it's a good book. You should read it.
Back to the chat. What about Tesla here? Here's a headline that I haven't seen before. Some Tesla recalls, and I'm not quite sure how many vehicles have been recalled. Bloomberg reported 30,000. The China Global Times reported 50,000. So I'm not quite sure exactly how many, but its recalls in China, the Model S and the Model X.
Tesla had a real bad day yesterday.
I know it did.
It did not hold any of the gains and gave them all back. And we said that it couldn't do that. It opened right at the highs, up at 443, 444, 445, and people were all excited. And within an hour, it had given it all back. Don't chase. This is not the market. We keep saying it. Don't chase in this market. This is the fade market. Sometimes you have a chase market. Sometimes you have a fade market. This is the choppy fade market. We sell rips and we buy dips. We don't buy rips. So whoever bought that yesterday, not listen to the pre-market prep show. Not listen to the pre-market prep show. It's a terrible tape that didn't hold the earnings. Now it's down here again. If it doesn't hold the low of the 3-day move of 419, this could be at $400.
And I'm going to see if I can get Raz on a little wager here on this one.
Short term, Raz been all right. He's been right about this the whole time because obviously he's longer term. We trade this thing. I'm in and out of Tesla all the time. I traded it last night. I'm in and out of it all the time.
It should have went up yesterday. It should have broken out yesterday.
And when it doesn't, that's a problem. Again, rotation from leaders to laggards didn't help it. But I would say Tesla was probably one of your catalysts for that rotation. Because they're like, whoa, they're selling Tesla off on good earnings. I better sell my Zoom and I better sell my Peloton, which, and Peloton got downgraded. But, at one point, Zoom was up. Yesterday, if you look at the tape, Zoom was up like $10 and ended up giving it all back. It did come back towards the end of the day in the everything rally, but it was an ugly morning. for a lot of the Momo names. So just watch, that rotation is clear, and there's money to be made identifying the rotation early, and Tesla is one of your leaders.
And who's going to come in, give a price target raise or something? Like that's what Daniel Ives at Wedbush that day that it got the bump to 465. That was on a price target raise only to 500. So I'm just like, I was thinking, what are the catalysts going to be? And then, also if negative news besides a catalyst, there could be negative catalysts on this. So I don't know. I'm not, I'm looking at it, and Dennis, I like what you say, that 420. I mean, the stock is so loved on pullbacks, but hanging up here too long not to break out. S&P's up 12 handles, 34.61 and a quarter here on this weekly option expiration Friday. You seen anything out there, Dennis, in balances? We haven't been talking in balances much lately.
They've just been kind of muted. GE 222,000 to buy, so there's a catalyst for you. There's somebody buying it here this morning. Ford also 134,000 to buy. Ford's at 838, so it's been a nice lift for both of those dogs there. Obviously, we're still long Ford. Lilly 39,000 to sell. That's going the other way, so that's always interesting when you get a big update and you see a sell on balance there. But they're small, so not a lot happening.
Ooh, Lilly, Lilly looks bad.
Just watch though. Again, the name of the game isn't sell the dip. So this is straight down for 6
Wait for a good
days.
headline.
Eventually, you're probably gonna. Yeah, it could be a headline. It could be anything. I mean, we know Lilly headlines. They're working on COVID and they're working on all kinds of other stuff there too. So, eventually, it's probably due for a headline that it pops on. I'd probably be a seller that pop.
All right. Okay. Well, what about American Express here? We had Discover Financial a few days ago. They beat on their headline numbers. American Express AXP out this morning did not beat. They missed on their EPS by 3 cents, $1.30 versus $1.33 on the EPS. Sales 8.75 versus $8.66 billion. Is this one you'd buy the dip on?
Fast money is just giving money away. And what I mean by that is if you are fading their calls, you are making it
107. What the hell did this say?
Because somebody saw an option buyer.
Oh my God.
Somebody saw somebody buy some options last night. I actually was long it. I sold into it. I wish I would have sold short. I tried to sell short, but I got greedy and I was up. I was up and I went up to like in the 108 handle because I was like, they were really ripping it. And I should have just taken it short through the report because it's been working. They've been wrong. Maybe it's selective perception on my part, but they've been wrong about a lot of these, man. And again, I don't understand this strategy where we see an options buyer, somebody bought some calls and they, say, okay, somebody's buying calls, somebody knows something and, we're going to buy this thing up. And people are paying up $3 for that last night. Don't pay up $3 because somebody bought some calls. You know what? When somebody buys some calls, somebody sold some calls too. So I don't get that strategy at all. I think there's zero alpha and it's just my opinion, but anyways, so here we are, 101, $6. It's lower than where it was trading last night when everybody thought, at least the retail crowd who was chasing that call from Fast Money last night, that it was going to go up on the earnings. I mean, you're giving up the alpha. I mean, if you're buying something 3 points ahead, even if they beat, it might not rally 3 points. It's American Express. This ain't going $10. I don't know what the straddle was priced at, but man, that was a gift. I'm mad at myself that I did not short it into the report up there at 107 last night because I would just sit back and collect. So congratulations to the savvy traders who were selling into that pop last night because that was a ridiculous pop.
Okay, but that my question was, would you buy the dip now this morning?
Well, I don't sell the dip, so
I'm not buying it.
All right.
Nah, $100. I mean, you got the 101.35.
I'll wait for 98 if I
95.
99.
Is American Express is really that exciting? Is American Express really that exciting? I mean, let's look and put it in perspective. Go to the monthlies on American Express. Go out years and years and years. You can see it at the bottom. I go back 2014. The stock was $95 back in 2014. So here we are, and then one of the best bull runs ever. 6 years later, American Express has gone nowhere. In that same time, MasterCard has went from $100 to $333. Visa has went from $60 to $197. American Express has went nowhere. It is the dog of the three. Yes, it's maybe because they take on credit risk themselves. They're structured a little bit differently, and so it's more like a financial in that way. But it's been a dog of all dogs compared to Visa and MasterCard. PayPal, it's been a dog compared to all of other payment methods there. So why do I want to own the laggard of the group? I don't want to own it. So could it bounce? Sure, anything can bounce, but this has just not been the stock to invest in.
Oh, look at this 330 level in MasterCard. I know you're a ways away from it, but boy, oh boy, quad bottom there at 330. Keep an eye on that. With the AXP, on a relative performance off that March low, this did not perform well at all, considering the market going back to all-time highs. Once again, a little off to my 50% retracement here, but figure that number exactly. What was the high there? It's 137 to 70, right there. That's a 60-point move. This $102 area, this better hold over the next couple days, or you could be doing, I could see doing some work in the 90 handle. You traded there a lot in July, August, and September.
Dennis, are you fading the gap this morning?
No. And you know what? I'm mad at myself here too. We talked about this stock. This had squeeze all over it. We talked about this. The dogs are barking.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, I know. We talked about it. We thought it was going to go. And it took a long time, but it finally, I'm pretty sure we talked about it, didn't we?
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. We were way early. We were way early. But, it's gone up significantly in the last 3 weeks. I mean, these, I was scared. I think I even laid out the scenario because of L Brands, because of Bed Bath & Beyond. I was like, this is the kind of stock the Gap is probably going to start running. They're squeezing retail. They're squeezing these stocks, especially the smaller ones. The Kohl's are starting to get squeezed now too. But, they've been, the big boxes have a little bit tougher. But, Gap's obviously a mall-based store. But they're squeezing all the retail right now. So you got a short interest, you're getting squeezed. You know what another one could go eventually? Michael's, the scrapbook store, which, obviously huge stores. I'm not saying this is a long-term investment there, but probably sets up. I mean, it's maybe been squeezed already, but it hasn't gone yet. Maybe this one's the next one to go. So I'd be careful. I was trying to look just for high short interest, and maybe we're late to this trade because they've been squeezing them for a couple of days. But I don't want to be short anything right now with a high short interest. And Gap, I believe, still is fairly high. Squeeze them again.
Yeah, rock solid resistance at 1150. If you're see any crazy moves in this thing, bunch of monthly highs there. At 1150
on Michael's.
Yep, Michael's. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to show you the chart. Sorry about that.
Somebody's
try and show you when you're talking, especially since you look somewhat presentable today.
Oh, look at this. I got my new Benzinga shirt on too.
But take a look, Michaels. I don't know when they report, but definitely find out when they report. And, if you're looking for another squeeze, the news on Gap was they're getting out of malls, right, Spencer? Was that it?
Well, they had their investor day, so they outlined their next few years and how they're going to, return money to shareholders, return to profit.
I got a research project for you, Spencer, or for Mitch.
Okay.
Or for Dennis. Find out what big retailers have their leases expiring in malls.
Oh boy.
You can get rid of them, baby. I think those, they'll either renegotiate their leases down to nothing.
They're going to renegotiate. There's going to be some renegotiating going on there.
Or
I mean, that's why the property REITs are still in the gutter. And maybe there's a squeeze happening here, like they're starting to squeeze those too. But it's tough.
Would you want what's SPG, right? That's
Simon Property Group that squeezed yesterday too. They all started squeezing yesterday, so it's tough. Like you're on day 2 of the major squeeze. A lot of times what you see is follow through the next morning, and then it starts to turn and dust starts to settle, after 10 o'clock. So it's hard to just come in here and say, oh, this is going to squeeze and this is going to squeeze. We talked about squeeze a few days ago. It's been happening in some of this stuff. I mean, this is why Ford's running too. I mean, it's a squeeze to a certain extent. There's not a lot, but the dogs are barking. And, the retail SPG, great day for SPG yesterday. I'm long it right now. Full disclosure, I'm long it, but I'm probably itching to sell it here now because day 2, usually of the squeeze, they cool off. Is there room to 70? Yeah, but me, I'll be out way before then because I never hold long enough. But I always take the first bite off the bone and then leave the rest of the meat. But
all right, Jason Raznick is on his way into our Zoom. He'll be here in like a minute or maybe less. Let's do one more here. Here's an observation from someone in the pre-market or in the Benzinga chat. Kroger has been selling off for days now.
Oh,
let's see. Let's go Krogering.
I kind of like it down to 32. I you know what?
It's went down there a couple.
Why is it down
times,
today? What's the headline today?
I didn't see a headline today.
Well, it's down. That's why I'm just wondering. It could be an imbalance. Let me go look what the imbalance is. No, there's no imbalance. It's got to be some type of headline going on Kroger.
Could be. Is it looking like a downgrade?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the Kroger story here for a while.
I don't see anything.
Anyways, I like this at 32, Joel. I could be talked into Kroger. Like I said, I think that they've kind of turned these things around. They're not Walmart and Target yet, but they're not that far off. So I like the Kroger story here. So I'm a believer in the company's turnaround. And that makes me want to kind of own the stock. I know sometimes, companies are disconnected from their fundamentals, but I kind of like this Kroger. I believe it was downgraded here today.
Okay.
Downgraded to inline from outperform at Evercore.
All right.
So that's your catalyst.
Good support
I think this is Johnny come lately. I'm going to put my bid out there. I think 32 holds.
Okay.
I'm hoping 32 holds. I might buy it today.
Jason,
all right.
Here.
All right. Dennis and Joel. By the way, Dennis, as you were talking, I just thought of an idea that I'm going to share with you later. I know I'm hiding it for the group, but you're going to like it. It's not a stock idea. You and Joel will like it. It's something to do with future something. You just gave me a cool idea. But you guys,
write it down so you don't forget.
Good point.
Jason never forgets.
No, I forget everything, dude. I don't write it down.
I forget everything.
I know I used to everything. Customer list, and this is going to affect everyone on the show too in a good way. Let's build. Okay, good. It's for everyone here. Okay, all right.
For the show.
Yes.
Excellent.
I just don't want to say it. Okay. All right, guys. Good morning. I didn't get a chance to hear everything you guys were talking about, but I mean, we had some stock action this week. Obviously, a lot of plays moving. Some of mine moving really well, and some of them moving really bad. So it's a tale of two worlds. Okay, you guys probably know the bad, but we'll start maybe a couple with the good. So Tesla performed well with earnings. I didn't think you're gonna have a huge pop, but I'm wearing this for you guys today. Let's get it out. Hopefully you guys can see me properly. Okay, so got to say something on the show in a second. I got to see what's on the screen.
Oh, you got some Tesla swag.
Why aren't I showing up? I just see.
You're there. We see you.
Okay.
Yeah, we see you.
Okay, then. All right. So there's the Tesla logos, Tesla sweatshirt. I have picked up some more Tesla out. Well, I guess I just got to do it again. I picked up some new Tesla calls this week. Long-term calls.
Bullish Tesla still.
December. No, when you say still, yes, I've been bullish. Like I have a stock and it's 35% of my portfolio, which is not, or 30% of my portfolio, which is not good.
I'd say you're bullish if it's 35% of your portfolio.
Yeah, well, it's also the tax thing we talked about.
Yeah,
but the other side of it is I bought some options for December and January, and the strike prices, guys, are $500 and like $510. Okay.
What was the premium on those?
Oh, they were expensive.
They were expensive.
they always are expensive.
It's Tesla options. They're always
all right, Raz. Okay.
I'll give you that. I'll give you the exact one because people are going to ask it, and so let me just give it, guys. If I get killed, I get killed. But let me just tell you what I bought. I bought the December 18th 520 calls for $17.20 a share yesterday. Yep, I bought those yesterday. It's down 5% from yesterday, and I bought the November 480 calls at $13 a share. Okay, so
why? Why?
Raz, we're worried about you on this one. Dennis and I are both.
I changed so fast though. Yeah. I'm bullish, bearish, bearish. So
let me say something, guys. Okay, this is to I get your point. So a while back, you can ask Ryan Faluna in the Benzinga Pro chat. I one day wrote, "I'm buying Tesla calls today," and people are like, "That's the dumbest thing ever." And it was the start of the biggest Tesla rally like ever. This was like 2 months ago, and it was I bought them for like $3,000, and they went to like 26,000 and like whatever. Okay, I don't know. They went crazy. They went crazy. There's one of my guys who got me in Tesla at $38. The guy, this is a different guy, but the guy that got me at $38, his name is Joel. He is extremely bullish on Tesla right now for the rest of the year. I think it has something to do with FSD, self-driving. We've been reviewing that and looking at it, and it is pretty spectacular. I don't think the world understands it yet. So I have followed Joel since $38 in the stock. I never took big enough positions, and I always was mad at myself. So I'm putting a little more risk on. may buy more regular shares too. I haven't decided yet. I want to see if it comes off. So if it goes down to below 400, I'm buying more.
The one thing about Tesla and one thing about Elon Musk, it's so hard to long-term bet against him. When Joel and I talk, we set up little trades and we do little short-term things, but the products, and the ideas that Elon Musk comes up with is the driver.
Well, Dennis, here's the thing. I do this like lunchtime thing now. And I showed the book. It was a book by Ashley Vance on Elon Musk. It was an unauthorized biography, but then Elon Musk participated towards the end. I read the book 3 years ago. And when I had Tesla, probably at I bought it at 38 pre-split, but it's probably at $78 then. I'm like, should I sell it at 120 then? And I didn't sell it because when I read the book talked about how Elon Musk was trying to launch rockets and no one would let him. So NASA, no place would let him have a spot to launch rockets. He had to sneak and go places to go do it. And then he made his rockets not only launch, but land back in the same spot, which is just insane. And if you read the book, there's 3 chapters about how it was handling this. When I read this book, I was like, okay, there's no way he's going to fail on this electric thing. Now I should have went bigger, but I read this book. I'm not a big book reader. This book's 400 pages. Most impactful book of my life, most profitable book of my life. Ashley Vance, actually, I should have him on a show because he did keep me in Tesla. So yes, you're 100% on that. And I know they're telling me to do credit spreads, sell puts. Guys, I don't know how to do credit spreads. If someone wants to come in my account, we can do a team viewer and we can mess around and do some credit spreads and I'll show it live or something. But
they're boring.
Okay, so then I probably don't want to do it.
It's a slower way. You're going to make more money just flat out buying the stock or buying the calls. But if you're trying to make money on it, buying the calls. If you're really bullish, the calls buying is already.
Raz, let me tell a couple things that you hear. First of all, it got that. We're just talking about how the stocks reacted to news.
Yes, sir.
And Daniel Ives gave it a price target bump to 500. It went Bush and went to 565 or 465 and turned around. Yesterday, it had a good report, right? And it was trading higher.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. And it got sold.
Yep.
So one thing that we kind of talk about is, when stocks don't go up on good news, that doesn't have you concerned at all, or you think there's something else in the pipeline?
The news wasn't that crazy good. I mean, yes, it was profitable and it had sales, but a lot of people expected that. What people were hoping was a big announcement on solar, and they really didn't have it. And then Elon Musk said next year, solar roofs are going to be the choice. But Elon was off on his dates. The news wasn't crazy good. It was good, dude. It was good. But yes, I get your point. I'm just going to when I bought the calls the last time, when the market was totally against Tesla, and then it started taking off, and I didn't keep the calls long enough. I'm not saying, guys, go follow me in this one right now. I think the stock price is high and all that stuff. I'm saying I'm betting on a guy giving me opinion that he's been right so far, and that's what I'm saying. So when I gave you those 2 calls that I bought, guys, I didn't buy a lot of it. I bought, a little bit of it, and on Benzinga Pro when I did it last time, it made literally the most money trade I've ever made in a 2-month time frame. That's why I have to pay taxes this year on the stock market. But so now a couple other trades that are going the wrong way. GAN. So GAN, this is, you guys know when I'm on the show, I like to talk about the thing behind the thing. Well, GAN has totally let us down in terms of how it's moving. I mean, it's had times when it's down to 14.50. It's 17. I'm down 8% on GAN. So GAN had the news with Detroit casinos, but it needs to execute. It just changed IR firms. I need to write that down because I want our news desk at Benzinga to reach out to see why they did. And I don't think changing IR firms is a catalyst to move the stock, but just remarking. And so GAN is, when you guys see that chart, I mean, the chart is, it is what it is.
Didn't make a new low on the last move. That's the good news. The second good news is that the laggards have become leaders here, and you can see GAN had an quiet little day yesterday. A little double bottom from the day before. So I would say there's hope and room to 18 here. Again, it's been in the doghouse. There's a lot of people who are stuck in this thing, so you'll have an overhead supply issue. But I think you could see a little life for a day or two here in GAN.
It likes to go to 24, then fall. That's what it likes to do. I'm sticking with it right now. I'm hoping that they're developing faster and getting more of these casinos as sports gaming comes online and Corona deficits, in different states, they're going to need to do gambling. And I also think some of the casinos are going to like Caesars did or something are going to buy more of these online things. It's just like, in the online brokerage space, Morgan Stanley bought E-Trade. JP Morgan launched U-Invest. Like there's a lot of consolidation. I think there'll be consolidation in this space, which will leave GAN as an acquisition target or one of the few independent companies building the tool, and then they get a percentage of the revenue. They get a percentage of the take. That's why. So I can think of GAN as an annuity, where if it gets more clients, it can do well. So I'm not selling here. The stocks that I now want to talk about is I told you guys last week, I think, or whenever we had Cannabis before, I bought Curaleaf, CURLF. I bought Curaleaf because of the coronavirus. No, the November 3rd election, New Jersey, cannabis is on the ballot. And it's likely to get approved. And when it gets approved,
Biden's cannabis too.
That's what he's meant. Yep.
No, it's not what I meant, Joel. No, don't infer it. You guys are right. It's a nice additional point, Joel and Dennis. I wasn't thinking about that though. I was just thinking about New Jersey. If New Jersey gets approved, Joel, then that means New York, Pennsylvania will likely follow suit. And then you have like 60% of the states or the main where it's populated. You have 60% of the states where it's populated having cannabis legal. So CURLF is up 14, or what do we got on this? 14% for us, or 16%. And the other one that I've owned, we had on our Cannabis Hour show, and it's my other cannabis stock because I like the management, I know them, and I sold some of it too early, but it's TRSSF. It's called TerraSend. We're up about 97%. We bought it around $3. So TRSSF, it just hit $6 for the first time yesterday. If you guys want to get into some cannabis stocks, those are the two that I look at. Yeah, PLNA. Will you pull on? I don't follow PLNHF, but he is good. That guy's good. I've sat down and had lunch with him when I was in Vegas. He is good. So they're aggressive, and I don't follow it, guys. I think you have the symbol. I think it's PLNHF. Yeah. Okay. So those are those two. Now I want to tell you if I bought anything else this week. Let's see what else I bought or sold. I bought GBTC, some GBTC. Go ahead. Yeah. Ask.
Well, wait. Tell us about the GBTC.
Yeah. And why not just buy? So this is, this is
yes,
we've been wanting to buy
Dennis,
Bitcoin for a while. Go.
Dennis, yeah, I know. So I own Bitcoin and Coinbase, but today I think I'm opening up an account with Voyager. I'm doing like a 12:30 like Bitcoin parade thing this afternoon. I think the better way is to buy it through like Coinbase, Voyager, TradeStation, I think it's better to buy there. I didn't want to open my Coinbase account. I can't open my Coinbase account. My number verification thing's not working. So I just bought GBTC because it's an easy buy on the stock exchange. That was why. I'm not saying do that.
We're
That's
all bullish Bitcoin here. We've been trying to figure out the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Tell me futures. GBTC has a premium you're paying, which is
100%.
Sometimes.
No, I agree with you. I was tired of like being so bullish on it right now and not buying it. And there's some crazy deals, guys. It doesn't make any sense. If you buy it in a brokerage account like TradeStation, they pay you interest on it. Okay. I mean, we can talk about this whole interest thing, but you get paid interest on your Bitcoin that you buy. So it's Bitcoin with the deals with PayPal, Square, some of these other companies using Bitcoin. I become bullish on it. Another, guys, I'm just want to give you a quick, because sometimes I don't give stock picks. I want to go to another one that I bought. I bought it literally Tuesday of this week. It rocketed like 15% after I bought it, like on Thursday. The letter U. So again, this is one of our friends, Gene Munster, out of the Munster family used to be at Piper Jaffray.
He's going to be on Monday.
So. Yep. I'm glad he's going to be on, because Spencer Israel never wants him on. I don't get it. Okay.
I have nothing.
You have nothing against him. Then he should be on every day then. Okay. Every day. Get him on every day. Prove it, Spencer. Okay. No, Spencer has nothing against it. I'm just putting words in Spencer's mouth. So, but anyway, so I bought Unity Gaming, this Unity stock, because you guys know Autodesk, these 3D platforms, this Adobe. Unity is for game developers. I believe in the future of gaming in a big way because I have kids. And maybe it's bad for them, Dennis. But so I wanted to partake in it. So I bought it literally. Gene wrote something on this past weekend. It's his third time writing about it, and he bought it in the private market. So I bought it on Tuesday, and it's up 13 or 15% since I bought it.
Huge pop yesterday.
I've never had Joel knows I bought lithium because of Gene, and it took 2 years to do anything. So this one, this week was a nice rally. I hope some of you guys, saw our post on that one. You were going to say something, Dennis, a second ago?
No, I wanted to ask Jason about Asana. Because someone had
pull it up.
Oh, Consolidation Station.
On what, Asana?
Yeah, big time.
Where are you seeing it? Wait, I don't see.
Oh wait, I got the wrong symbol. I got
ASAN.
Did you call me an
missed
ass?
a few letters.
I hope you didn't call me an ass. Oh, Asana, sorry.
ASAN.
I got it. My keyboard. I didn't need a keyboard.
We'll get you a new keyboard. What's your address? Get you a new keyboard. You're too big of a wimp to come in the office. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Okay, Asana.
All right. So wait, it went public where?
Well, I don't know what
I need a longer chart. What did it go public at?
Well, it just went public, Raz.
It's only been out a month.
So the IPO price was.
That's what I'm saying.
The reference price, because it was direct listing, $21.
Wait, and it rose to, where are we at right now? 24
to 30, and now it's back down to 24.
All right,
but it's had some downgrades in here. I had a big downgrade, and it didn't go down on it, and that's good news.
What's our market cap?
I kind of like this Asana chart. I kind of like.
What's our market cap?
Let's go find out.
Pull it up real fast.
Right. Benzinga Pro. Can we get it in Benzinga Pro? Come on, baby. Benzinga Pro. Benzinga Pro.
Beat me.
Benzinga Pro.
Show the Pro. Show this, Spencer.
Come on.
$4 billion. Depending on
pump this Benzinga Pro. Subscribe.
Wait, it's 3. Yeah, subscribe. Come on, Dennis. Go to Dennis's page. Dennis is going to have a page in Benzinga Pro where you see his daily trade ideas. What do you guys think about that? If you think that's a good idea for Dennis to have a page to see his weekly trade ideas,
first I heard about this.
First, I'm making it up, to be honest, right now. If you think it's useful to see Dennis's weekly trade ideas in Benzinga Pro, and not that the ones that he's buying, but it's the ones that he's on his lookout list. Press 1 if you think it's a good idea. If it's a bad idea, press 2. Okay, so where we got 3.7 billion for Asana. All right, I'm gonna buy Asana today. All right.
You thought you already owned it.
I might buy Asana too.
No, I never owned it, Spencer. I never got it. I meant to get in. It's like my last
watch list.
Yes, my watch list though, it's like sometimes disappears on me, and so I forget. And so I'm putting a buy order in right now.
It's gonna pop. We're gonna watch Jason buy it right now.
Well, what is it?
Pre-market.
I'll do a pre-market. Let's see what happens. Okay. So the bid is
it's offered $24.
So I should go like 85. Okay.
Well, no, you'll be on the bid then. If you want it, you just lift the 24, but I don't know why it's offered.
Can you do okay? Can you do market pre-market or no?
Don't
put your limit
Don't
price.
do that.
There's no market orders.
All right, let's go. Let's see what happens. Hold on.
We're doing a little trade live here. There he goes. He's buying 24s right now. You just got price improvement. You must be using a retail broker.
Wait. What's that now?
You haven't seen it yet.
Wasn't me.
Because people are front running his trade.
Oh, that's baloney.
24 on you if you don't do it soon.
Oh, lordy, because that's baloney then. Because
it wasn't trade all morning. So
I don't use. Dennis, they want your trade ideas. Okay, good. So I got my order in now. Did I get executed? No, not yet. What's going on here? Come on. Oh yeah, we got
pre-market.
Oh, we got a lot of ones. Holy cow! They're gonna really. All right, I gotta tell Bert because Bert's gonna have to find a developer.
I've got another job.
yeah, I got another job. I don't know. I make up
It will be done on Friday.
Yes, exactly. Joel, from your mouth to God's ears. Like they can find they can find a cure for polio back in the day. I mean, like that's how I feel about this happening. So oh yeah, team. Whoever
this
said
is the slowest trade ever.
Yeah, I hear you.
Buy it?
I have to see if it's gonna execute. I'm screenshotting the chat to show Bert.
400 shares.
I'm trying to get a cure for polio here. Okay. So I know polio is no joke, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like trying to make fun of it. I'm just saying, okay. So that's what I'm doing. So Spencer Israel, thank you. Now I could be really mad at you because I could get killed on this one. I like to
buy it right now. I thought you already owned it, and
I meant to. It's like I meant to own team. Guys, listen to this, okay? Datadog is like one of the highest flying stocks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is freak. I tell you guys, just buy the stocks that we subscribe to as a company. Remember I told you guys that?
What does Asana do? Like, what do they actually?
Wait, hold on,
like?
Dennis. You're gonna make me forget. I told you I forget everything. If I don't say what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna forget.
Say it.
Datadog. Okay, so Bert David made a switch from some service we were using. I don't know what it's called, log entries, to Datadog. Bert's like, oh, we're gonna save money. It's gonna be like $3,400 a month, and that's what it is. Oh, really? This got our bill last month, $13,000. Okay, $13,000.
He left off a zero.
Yeah, and I'll screenshot it. Okay, I'll screenshot and show you guys 14,000. So I'm like, okay, I'm pissed because it's like 5 times more expensive. But I wish I owned Datadog then, and I don't own it. And it would have made up some of that, or we could have bought stock in Datadog for Benzinga, and then we'd all be happy. But Bert didn't tell us that. So we guys got to get one of our developers on the show and see what we pay, because I'm telling you guys, it is the trade. It always works. Like it hasn't. Ring Central, Asana. Well, Asana will be one of them, but the team, Atlassian. I mean, we pay so much money to those things. So maybe we need to get Teslas for everyone at the office. Maybe that's the next thing, and then it'll go up there. So all right, you wanted to know what Asana does? Asana is a project management software. So like if we want to do like you want to like get back to someone or contact someone or have organized like a task list. That's what it is, but it's used for inside companies. So big companies use it for project management. I don't know if you guys remember, because I don't know if we were live in the show, but one of my big stock picks that I said was a no-brainer, and I said, don't diversify. I said, go all in, was HubSpot, and it was at $60 at the time when I gave this. And this is a while ago. It's like 2.5, 3 years ago, HUBS. HUBS is like a marketing software for companies, and they have a little bit of a CRM. So I thought it was the only viable competitor to like Salesforce. And now it's at like 330, I think, HUBS Hubs. I couldn't stop. What is that? Is it on
309? It's
okay. I won't even look at it now. I won't even look at it now because I sold most of it too early, like at 240, and I'm just angry as F on it. Because
it was $50 back 4 years ago. So you're talking a stock that's went up 500% in 2.5 years. So it's been awesome.
And I even told when I met Mark Benioff, CEO of Salesforce, and HubSpot was at $60. I'm like, you're buying everything else. Why aren't you buying HubSpot at $60? Buying that company out because it's like one of the probably only viable competitors. And he didn't buy it. And look what it's at today. He could have bought it at $100. It would have been done. And one of the things I was talking to one of the sales reps at HubSpot, the day they crossed $100, they had a party at the company. They couldn't believe they were over $100. And look what they're at now. When she told me that made me sell some of the stock, thinking, oh, okay, it's too high. And obviously, if I didn't talk to her, I would have kept more of it. So that's another one. Yeah, ServiceNow is different, but I like to buy things that companies pay for. So Team is great, but Jira, and guys, there are competitors to Asana. So there's a thing called Notion that is kind of a competitor to Asana, and I would have said don't buy Asana. So if Spencer asked me 4 months ago, I would have said don't buy Asana. The thing that's changed with Asana recently is in the last 4 months, 6 months, they've made a lot of updates to the platform. The updates are happening a lot more frequently. So I think they're going to have some stuff to compete. Like they don't have org chart functionality. They don't have a wiki. They need to have a wiki. So like at Benzinga, if you want to look up how to, cancel someone or Benzinga Pro, why would anyone ever cancel? You would use a wiki to figure out how to do that. Asana doesn't have that. So there's some things that it needs to innovate on, but it's gotten a lot better. And if you look at Team, it's a nice analogy to it. You want to talk? Okay. They want to move off Asana. They want to talk, I guess, RKT. Did I get executed on my Asana, though? I just want to know about that.
Yeah. There's some stock that traded at 24. That might have been everybody listening to you.
All right. I got executed half. Half my order got executed. Okay. I'm increasing my buy. I brought my price.
Live trading right here.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so they want RKT. What do we got on the price? 2025. You guys know my take on RKT. So
long term. It's as long.
It's long term. Yes, I have an option that's in December that is gonna expire, likely worthless if it doesn't pop. But I'm a big believer in RKT, guys. They aren't just a mortgage company; they're a technology company that happens to do mortgages. They sell cars. Like you guys look at Vroom, VROOM. Like that could be a comp to RKT. Like pull up. That's a nice chart, Vroom. Like they have their own. Benzinga needs their own private tennis coach.
VROM?
That's been killed, but it's actually back to where it was.
Vroom? What's the
symbol? VRM. Victor Roger Michael.
Oh, we got a guest appearance by a professional poker player, Patrick Kearns here. What up, Patrick?
Oh, cool.
Good question, Patrick. A wiki. I hate when people use abbreviations and thinking everyone knows what they are. Ryan Flynn does it a lot. Wiki is like a, what's that site? Wiki, like Wikipedia. and like you can like it's like a whole like description of how you do something with links, sublinks. That's a wiki, and so people use them for in companies, and Asana doesn't have that feature yet, and we are about to switch to a competitor, and so I don't know. Okay, so you're down 4 points in RKT, Dennis.
Oh,
so
yeah, it was just because they're all talking. Everybody in the chat's sad that they're down money, and I was like, well, I'm down in it too. So it's a Jason Raznick pick. But you know what? I'm up on most of my Jason Raznick picks, so you can't be 100% right.
Hold on. And Dennis, I called you on RKT. I have shares that are like in a long-term account. So I am like, this is a company that I'm not trading. I only have one call option. I have December's, but other than that, I'm not looking at these shares till next year. Like I'm not like, it's not, if you want to know the real value of the company, like I'm not looking at this company's been around for 30 years and the numbers are just gigantic, and they happen to do mortgages, but they do other things too. They power a lot of the real estate transactions, but they move a lot of cars too, which people don't know about. Like, I mean, it's public, but they don't know about and don't focus on it. The market doesn't follow suit. Guys, my HubSpot trade, I bought at 67 or something. It went down to 47. And I told everyone I know to buy the stock, my parents, my brother, everyone, friends. And they're like, Jason, you were so wrong on that. You're, terrible on that. And it's at 320, guys. Like, this is not how the market works. If the market just
responds, take short-term pain for long-term gain.
Dude, not even sometimes, all the time. If you have, it's informational. Like when I used to own online dating in 2000, I knew what companies to buy in the stock market that had money coming in from online dating, and the market was wrong for a while. If the market is, and you are always in unison, there's no edge, there's no alpha. This is alpha creation, like obviously things can happen. This is alpha creation though. Like, so Tesla could go down if something happens to Elon Musk, who knows? I'm just saying to you, this is alpha creation. So I'm looking at a longer term thing and what can happen with it. I'm not trading RKT. I'm not trading it. Like, I've given you guys the ones I trade, like SPH. What's one of my,
I bought it.
Good.
I bought your SPH 3 days ago when it got down to 16.
Thank you.
I was waiting for the pullback. See, you got to buy the dip on the good ones. So
yeah, you're right.
And 2 days later, it's ripped higher here. So
exactly.
Thank you, Jason. That was a Jason.
It's one of my bigger positions. I'm up 300% on the options, up 20% on the pick. What else do I got? Upwork. Come on, guys. Give me some shout outs for Upwork.
Upwork's been solid.
About at 15, and I got shit from that Lexi who works here, and she said I was wrong on it, and she's like, your Upwork is down 14%, and well, now it's up 60%. So take that, Lexi, put that up your pipe and smoke it. Okay. And that's why I don't like
and
giving.
He wonders why I don't come into the office.
I'm just saying, put that up your pipe and smoke. I'm not
What about, this is what I want to ask you about.
Nike?
I still hope you have it. Whirlpool.
I do not have Whirlpool, but I have
You had it for a while. You had calls, didn't you?
I did. So I executed my calls, and I had the common, and I kept my Generac. But wait, what happened with Whirlpool? Can I see a chart? I have no idea.
It actually had a great day yesterday on the earnings, but it was pull the rug out from under good earnings,
guys,
and then it tanked it.
Mike Tyson is in our room right now. You own Upwork, and you think it's the start of something. Mike Tyson, hit me up, jason@benzinga.com. I'm sure you're not the real Mike Tyson, but if you are, you probably remember me from that fight in 1996. In 1996, Mike, remember that? Okay, let's go. I'll cover my ears.
Hey, who's wearing a tie in the background?
Spencer?
Who's wearing a tie back there?
Who's wearing a tie? Oh, Othanis is back. I mean, the office is about to start hopping. We're doing a lot more video in the office, and the office is getting crowded. We got a Mike Rao over to the left. We got Luke over there. Raz is so annoying today. Thank you. Okay, I'll stop talking. Trademark Ariel doesn't want me to talk. I'm sorry.
I think what happened is, so Raz didn't come on the show last Friday, and so he's
making up for it.
He's good. He's giving us lots of picks. This is what we want.
What you guys want?
Holy cow. That is crazy, Joel. I got to look when I bought the calls in WHR. Yeah, I must have bought it in July at 80 or 90. I bought calls, and I didn't let them execute. Like, I didn't convert. I had it for a little bit, but I should have held on to it. I thought about holding on to it. Another one that I didn't hold on to is Roku. Roku. Yeah, I bought that at 150, and I let that go. Yeah, guys, if Raz is bad on the show, I won't come on. You guys got to tell me. So here,
We love you, Raz. Look,
no. It's okay. I think feedback is gold. If you want me to come on in the future, press 1. If you don't, press 2. All is good. My ego has been hurt a lot more. I had these girls that I thought liked me, and then I went up to them and they're like, no, we're just friends. That was way worse. That was way worse. That was
lots
college.
of ones. Look at all the ones. There's no twos.
You know?
All right.
Somebody give a 0. I don't know what 0 means.
I know we got we got a 2 from Gunk. Okay, see,
Eddie
1, 2, and Eddie.
Though.
So I can't go.
No,
okay,
everybody can't like you. If you do that for me, there'll be like at least 10% 2s, maybe 20% 2s.
Oh,
a lot of people hate me.
Trademark is like saying he likes me, but today I'm just too hyped up.
$5. He just gave you $5.
PJ Williams is the man. Okay,
PJ, you're the man. PJ is the man.
Someone wrote 6'9". How does that guy know my garage code? I don't get that. Okay, so the best is when I had to tell my mother-in-law she needed to get in our garage, and I'm like, our code is 6969, and she's like, okay. I'm like, I'm like, I didn't choose that. Nancy. Your daughter did. And then she's like, I didn't need to know that. All right. So that's just anyway.
This just went completely off the rails.
Two things. Kathy Wood, I think, is November 3rd, but I'll double check. But 2 things. Dennis, love your shirt. If you want, show them your shirt. Can you model? You're a handsome model. Yes. The handsome model. Okay. And I'm going to end here. I'm sorry, Trademark. Listen, you can leave the room. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. My last 2 things are, if you want one of those Dennis shirts, those Benzinga Detroits, shoot me an email at jason@benzinga.com of a screenshot that you send to your broker and saying that you would like some more Benzinga news and data. If you do that, I'll send you a shirt, but please include your address and size so we don't have to, write back and forth 5 times. And if you want 2 shirts, for your kids or whatever, just give both sizes. I'm okay to send 2. We're in a giving mood. This has been a good week, as Dennis alluded to, with SPH and that freaking stock U. I mean, I can't even believe that. My usual Gene Munster pick takes 2 years. This is a 1 week and I'm still holding it. Okay. So that's what you do. And then like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, turn on alerts. We're working our asses off to bring you guys great stuff. Dennis and Joel, Spencer, we have some great things coming forward in the future weeks. And we're doing more of this video stuff, and hopefully you guys are making money. We're not going to get them all right. I'm sorry on GAN right now. Trust me, I'm really sorry on GAN because GAN is one of the ones I talk about. But hopefully you have a lot of other ones that make up for it. And RKT, again, it's just one of these long picks for me that I don't look at. I bought Google in the IPO and I haven't looked at it since. It's crazy what it's done, but that's what RKT is to me. So just so you have to understand, it's a little different relationship there. So again, jason@benzinga.com. For that part. And thank you guys for your time. And I'm sorry we went a little long. And if you're around at 12:30 or noon, I'm doing a live thing and I'm having a CEO of a crypto company come on to say how you can buy Bitcoin on this page. It'll just be on the Benzinga YouTube page. Carlton Riddick, congrats on selling your GAN. I mean, at 24, I sold a little bit, but I bought more at 16 or 17 and it's just sitting there. But it's okay. I'm holding it. You guys, if I'm here next week and it's at 12, I may have to bring I may be crying on the show. So I apologize for that in advance, but I could cry.
Thanks a lot, Jason.
Thank you.
All right. We are going to wrap it up here. So that was a fun end to what has been a fun week on our show. You can catch a replay of this on YouTube, on our podcast, as we've mentioned. Thanks to all of our chatters. Thanks to Jason for joining us here. Please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Hit the like button. I mean, come on. What's not to like about this show? I mean, especially today. There's a lot to
I
like.
liked it. 239.
Hit that like button. We appreciate that. And it'll make Jason happy, which will make all of us happy. And thanks a lot, everyone. Joel and I will be back at 3:40 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, have a good rest of your trading day.